Hola, what is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe for more tool reviews. I've been asked about daylight mode and a lot of the newer NAVAC manifolds in particular that have come out recently. And I finally got my hands on the most unique of the bunch. This is the Flex 1 single screen, half of a manifold, basically in size, but it does have the 3 ports. It's a very basic gauge set that is digital, so you're more accurate, can hold I don't know how many refrigerants at this point. It just says over 100 refrigerants. So you're gonna have everything that you would need from old R12 through 22, 410, and all the A2Ls that you see now. Or if you do anything like I do, where you do AC and refrigeration, you see anywhere over 10 refrigerants on any given day. So let's check it out. I'm gonna open it up, show you the features and what it looks like and kind of the use out in the field. All right, so I took it out of the box here, and before we go actually run a call, I wanted to go over the menu, the settings, the new features that they have been talking about at their booths, at the trade shows, and everything that you see as far as the selling features of this unit. You can see how small it is, right? It's very compact. So if you just need I would say like a backup or even a regular manifold, if you're still a manifold user, I think there is a use for it. There is something that's just simple and works, and you already have the charging hose right here if you're gonna add any refrigerant to a system. So like all that stuff, it has going for it. I do love these quarter turn knobs versus like the actual knobs where you rotate, and it takes quite a bit to close or open them. So I do like the quarter turn knobs. It is built very nicely, and again, just very compact, very simple, either a backup or a manifold that doesn't take up much room in your van. Doesn't weigh much, not really hard to just carry with you to the unit. And let me turn this on. So you don't have much to this manifold here. So there's a dial / button here that actually provides the zeroing out function that I found out if you read the manual. And you got a power button on this side, and then you got your charger up here, which it should be somewhat weatherproof, waterproof, but it's that little flap. I will say in the past, I've forgotten on certain tools, not this one, but certain tools that have this little flap, if you don't put it back on, you're gonna kill that equipment. So the power button's on this side. All right, I'm gonna turn it on to see the boot up time. So there it goes. You can see it in real time. When it turns on, you get a little logo, and they're on. Doesn't take long. Now this is a default setting or background because that's what I did a factory reset on it. I had issues with the pressure, but I figured out how to zero it out. So if you click here, that takes you to your menu, right? So you're able to go through all these different settings, pick your refrigerant, pick your theme, pick your mode, and I don't think there's much else to it. There's some manuals. Actually, it just gives you a QR code to download the manual. And then your back button is actually the power button. So you hit that and then you go to the next one. So I have everything set to off. You actually have an auto off feature and an auto screen that basically tells it the screen to go to sleep. It won't be completely off, but you can tell it after so many minutes to turn the display off. All right, so let's just go through the settings real quick. As far as like, let's say you're on the home screen and I don't know why I'm getting pressure there. So let's push that dial in. It's a button, right? So we want to go over to refrigerants. So if you're checking something and you want to change from 404 to, I don't think you can make any favorites. That would be a suggestion there, but because that's not touchscreen. You can go over to 404 and then you have to back out of it, and you'll be 404 would be your saturation temperatures right here. These are all different themes that you can apply. So if we go, I think they call them modes. So you're gonna have this one, that's the default. And then you're gonna have, let's go this way, another dual screen with some color. Then you got a split top and bottom style, same thing, just not side by side, just top and bottom. And then you have the infamous reliable mode, I want to call the daylight mode, where you can actually see this thing in the sunlight. So it's pretty bright. You actually have a brightness setting right here in your settings. And I don't have it, I think it's default at 75. So you can go all the way up. You can dim it if you want. And then I've already tested this. It's not super bright in direct sunlight, but it is way more legible with this daylight mode here, aka reliable mode. So I'm going to give that a shot in today's video. I'm going to show you guys hooking up to a system, what it looks like in the sunlight, all that kind of stuff, and we'll go from there. Now that issue of it being, and right now it's not doing that thing, but you can hold the dial here to zero it out if you do have issues with the pressure jumping around. All right, moment of truth here. So I didn't have the case earlier, as you can tell, or if you can't. The van's kind of empty, so I have a few tools for today. So I had already factory reset. That didn't do anything, but apparently if you read the fucking manual, you hold this. There we go. It's zeroed out. So it's not in settings or anything like that. I went through here. I did the whole like factory reset. It still didn't fix until I realized that you have to hold this wheel here. All right, so let's turn these on. The sun came out. I wasn't gonna use them today, but I wanted to do a sun test. Turning on NAVAC. So we're gonna go all right, so let's go into settings here. Let's turn our brightness all the way up and go back. Can you see that? I don't know. It's very hard to see if you go in here to the reliable mode. No. You need to go to mode, go down all the way to reliable mode. There we go. I don't know how it's gonna come out on camera, but like definitely more legible than having all black. Like I can see that clearly. Do you like these 1/4 inch ball valves? I've already purged here. I just want to add a little bit to get these up to a little more normal pressure for what the weather is. You want to flash it in, and it's really easy on these. It's just all the way is just straight up and down. They go horizontal here is off, and then like all these little increments tells you how much the valve is open, and then this, if you go vertical, that's all the way open, so you don't have to do much to it. So I'm gonna monitor that. Like I said, it's already hot outside, so I need to make sure our pressures reflect that, and we'll monitor that part, and then we'll move on to the next one. Always appreciate a good sight glass. So is that reliable enough for you? Dead middle of summer, the sun's out, you're on a white roof, it's bright out. Can you read that display? I will leave that up to you, and you guys decide for yourself. Now, speaking of summer, we've been busy even before peak season right now, right? Summer is coming up. We're going to get even busier, but we've been staying busy, and there is one resource and one little tip or trick that I can give you to help you guys out, you know, stay busy and not have shoulder season, slow season, any of that stuff. So what if I told you you can show up where homeowners are looking before your competitors even know these jobs exist? So we've been doing this quite a while now, and it's typically always been word of mouth. If you're residential, putting money in ads,
or waiting around for something to happen. So if I had to start all over again from scratch, I would basically do this right here. I would take advantage of online presence and I would use a tool like Topline Pro. So Topline Pro has so many features that we can eventually get into, but their app does a lot of automation, does a lot for your marketing, and it can also help you find leads and book those efficiently. Prospect Feed is one of those really cool, unique features that comes with your account if you sign up. Link down below. It can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and it can scan something like Nextdoor where homeowners are actively looking for home services. So before anyone ever sees or, takes the time to look through those, Topline Pro is already actively working to get you those leads and get your foot in the door for more work down the line. Get automation in place, stay busy. That is the name of the game. That's the ideal situation for yourself, whether you're starting out or you've been doing this a while and you need a little bit of help, you need that nudge. I would highly suggest that you click the link down below, check out Topline Pro. They'll build you a free website and go over this feature and so many other automation and AI features that are built into this awesome platform. I was amazed when I saw it and they explained to me everything that it does. And we've been taking advantage of the website, the social media marketing, all the things that it connect to, Google Business Profile, social media, and all these other things that it can do. So start your morning off with a cup of coffee, energy drink, whatever it is for you, and reach out to more customers and homeowners all right inside Topline Pro.
And that's really about it. This little guy is your, if you guys want just something super small, super compact, it's unique, it's different. If you like it, you can go pick one up. It is only available in a 3-port, I think for obvious reasons, right? It's so small, you can barely fit the 3 hangers here. So you got that, you got your hook back here that swivels all the way around. It stores away nicely in the back. Pretty simple. These buttons I did hit quite a bit on the AC unit just because of where I had it. Not a big deal, I think, for most people. The only other thing you have to keep in mind is you have to recharge it because it is only rechargeable. There's no batteries that you can remove in here. And just remember to charge it maybe on a weekly basis and you'll be good to go. I like the 1/4-inch knobs. I do think if you're going to buy any of their new flex gauges, I would consider this one because you get the cool screen, the cool looking screen, what everybody likes, but it just makes more sense in this form factor. And then I think if you want something more full size, you would consider looking at their larger ones, the more complicated ones with the huge touchscreen, and they take wireless clamps, and those you can actually do superheat, subcool, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I get questions on if this does any superheat or subcool. It does not. There is no clamp support. There's nowhere to plug in clamps. This thing has no wireless connectivity, so you cannot use wireless clamps. The NAVAC app, none of that stuff works with this one. You literally buy this to replace your analogs. And the advantage of going with something like this is going to be accuracy and, just having all those refrigerants at your disposal. If you buy an analog gauge, it's typically going to have around 3, at most 4 on that dial there because they can't fit everything in there. And refrigerants are constantly changing. These will be future proof. And you can use this, with any system that you come across, whether you do refrigeration, AC, you're dealing with A2Ls. This is an easy way to get into the digital world, and maybe you can upgrade later on to something that does everything, because a manifold that maybe does 4 ports or a manifold that does the clamps and all that kind of stuff is typically twice the price of these other simple manifolds. Now, obviously the cheapest is an analog, but even those are over $100. This one, I believe you can pick up for like $250, $260. So if you guys had been looking at them, I just wanted to give you a look of them up close, out in the field, and just the benefits of what this is. Like I said, it's digital. It's a little more accurate. You're going to be able to see the PSI in decimal increments. You're going to be able to see the different refrigerants, so you can get your saturated temperatures precisely and, look at your system that way. You can still do superheat and subcool if you take any meter nowadays, if you have field piece or any of the other ones that are pretty common, UEI, Fluke, you can just take a K-type either clamp or thermocouple and tape it or put it on the line set that you're checking and just do the math. It's just the difference between the saturation temperature you have here and whatever temp you have on that line set. So if you're asking me, I would actually use this. I'm not gonna lie, it's a nice, like I said, backup. I'm more of a pro person, but one of my technicians actually was very interested in, actually this one in particular, because of the size of it, it's easier to carry. And he wanted daylight mode. Now he has the older style that has the 2 screens. It's the same exact thing. It doesn't do anything more, but it has the low side and high side gauges separately. It's 2 screens instead of this one. But he has the original one that came out. So those do not have any sort of daylight mode. On this one, they're gonna give you a few extra themes, but the main thing is you can switch to that daylight mode for those harsh, direct sunlight scenarios, right? I work on a rooftop in Texas. That's what we're gonna see all day. A lot of sun. So you need that daylight mode, which is a white screen, and you can see it, I think, very clearly, like in person. So they added that to the newer manifold. So if you get this one, you get the newer 2-screen one, or you get the big one that's a touch screen, you're gonna get daylight mode in there. Unfortunately, the one that he has, and I'll show it on screen, that it has no themes, no modes. It just turns on, you select your refrigerant, and it turns off. There's nothing else to do to it. So that one is the first one that came out like a year ago or so, and that one, it's not able to have firmware updates from what I'm told. So if you have that one, you're not gonna have the same settings and all that kind of stuff. It has to be one of the newer ones, so just make sure if you're buying one and you look around on the box or anything, make sure it has that daylight mode if that's something that you need. So since he was interested in it, I might just have him turn those in and we'll give him the upgrade here. He really liked them when he saw them online, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'm gonna stick to my analogs personally. I think I'm just old school at this point. I'd rather have analogs as a backup, which I think anybody should, right? They don't require batteries. They don't require to be recharged. They're not as accurate, I understand, and I don't mind doing the conversion with a PT chart. I have an app on my phone that gives me all the refrigerants and all the saturation temperatures and all that kind of stuff. So I can do the math, or I can do the conversion 80 to 90% of the time using smart probes, which I do have the NAVAC ones, and we'll get into that in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, drop a like, leave me a comment what you think about these Flex 1 gauges. I think they're super interesting, like they're really unique. I've never seen anything else like it. And I think it makes the most sense that they were able to condense that other, the one that came before this. They still offer a new version of it, but I think they were able to condense it into this. I think it just made so much sense. This is a really cool manifold to reach for, and I would, like I said, I would use it. But I'm gonna give it to my guy, one of my technicians, and we'll see how I'll get a report back from him, see how he likes it. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.